How y'all doing? Quick update video. I got the engine out. First bad sign, when I pulled the distributor out of it while it was still in the truck, I found some pieces of wire brush and stuff like that right there. And that's like not all of it by any means. Found all kinds of stuff in there, and now I already gave it an oil change and I drained all the oil out of it and it looked okay. I'm like, well, I'm going to roll the engine a little bit and give it some angle and get as much of that oil out as I can. And all of a sudden this black sludge stuff started running out with more pieces of wire brush and all kinds of nastiness. So yeah, something tells me that's really dirty on the inside. But most of this stuff that's coming out is the bearings, I think. It's mostly ground up Babbitt material, I think, and very unhappy stuff. Where'd my rat go? So yeah, this is going to be a really dirty engine to clean out, I have a feeling. I don't know. I might tear it down on the live stream because I'm curious to see what comes out of it. I could probably mount the camera. Yeah, I got a bug zapper in here because I still got a hole in my shelf wall. But the bug zapper's doing stuff because it's just been going nuts tonight. Thought about mounting the camera up there somehow and getting a video of it. The only thing that sucks about that is I can't listen to music while I'm doing it, and I like my music. So I don't know, we'll just have to see what happens. I might just make a few short update videos, but I don't know, I'd like to do some live stream stuff because it's easier in a way. I've made a bunch of videos here recently that never got uploaded, never got edited, never, you know. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I've been really busy here lately, and I haven't had much time to fool with stuff like that. So I'm starting to get caught up a little. Well, I should not say that. I'm not really caught up. Like, I got a whole bunch of stuff to do at work. I got to fix my ton truck so I can haul metal. Shoot, I meant to message a guy about that tonight and I forgot. Yeah, if any of y'all's local around here and want to make some money hauling some scrap metal, get a hold of me, because can't get anybody to work. My truck's broke down. I need to get hubs for the front of it and fix the brakes on it and finish. Well, I got to weld up the exhaust because the exhaust hanger's broke, and now I got to get a tire fixed on it. The plan was, because this supposedly ran, I was just, well, I already plated it and insured it. It's plated and insured, legal for the road. And I was just kind of going through stuff, getting everything done I could. And then, you know, the first time I drove it, it was rod knocking. So this is not going to be a work truck now. Not for till this is done at least, because it don't have an engine in it. So now I'm back to crap, I need a pickup truck. What do I do? Because I've been just driving a cop car for ever since I bought it, pretty much every day. I haven't drove anything else since I got that thing. I really like it. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a Ford, but it's a Crown Vic Police Interceptor, and it's pretty awesome. I like it. Put new coils on it, new spark plugs. I went with the MSD Street Fire coil setup and put all 8 new coils on it, new spark plugs, gapped them just right, and damn thing runs like a top. Air conditioner works, everything works. Got its little quirks, you know, like the windows go down just fine, but one on the passenger side, it jams it back into the rear track as it's going up, so you got to kind of help it go up. And then my side, it pulls it forward and pulls it out of the track, so you got to kind of hold it back while it goes up. But it goes up just fine as long as you put your hand on it. Like, I know how to use it, so I'm not complaining one bit about that car for what I paid for it and as much as I've already drove it. I mean, it's nice. I like it. This thing, on the other hand, the guy said it drove really good. No, it does not. It's it doesn't drive good. I'm gonna have to work on that. There's something going on somewhere that needs some attention, obviously. So yeah, fun stuff. Now I gotta tear this engine down, clean everything up, rebuild it. Probably use that other crank and them other rods and pistons, I think. I'm really hoping that's a 4-inch bore and it hasn't been bored out 30 over or 60 over or anything crazy, because I really need it to be a 4-inch bore. I have a feeling it's probably factory. I don't know. I hesitate to say that because somebody took it all apart, put new gaskets on it and painted it, but I don't know if they rebuilt it or not. I'd probably know because it's, you know, got a rod knocking, but it could have been one of them things a kid rebuilt it and didn't do it right or something, or it could have a rod on backwards, or, you know, something stupid, have the wrong rod cap on the wrong rod, and I don't know. It's hard telling because supposedly all it needed was a battery and a gas tank and timed. So, and turns out it's blown up and full of wire brush and needs rebuilt. So yeah. Also another thing, it didn't have header collectors on it, so I had to weld the exhaust up just right to the headers. I went a 3-inch pipe off the collectors, or off the headers straight back, and one thing that sucks about that is I can't unbolt the headers and get them out of my way for getting the engine in and out. So things like, you know, the starter and a couple other random things is just not fun. And yeah, I know I could have did it from underneath, but I like to just pull the engine out with the starter on it and fully dressed. I mean, pretty much well. I mean, you got to take the fuel pump off to get the bolt out for the motor mount, but other than that, I just leave everything on there and I put it back in with everything on there because it's just easier that way. I don't like laying under a vehicle trying to put a starter on. It's easier to do that out here. But if you got the room to do that, that's awesome. But I've had vehicles where you can't do that. Good thing about this is it's like 6 foot across from that fender to this fender, so room is not a problem in this thing. And the engine's centered, unlike the 94 Chevy, 93 Chevy I had. The engine was offset to the passenger side, which gave you tons of room on the driver's side to work, but the passenger side sucked. And just, I like these old trucks because the engine's centered, you got tons of room. It's just, if it wasn't for this thing being so daggone tall, it wouldn't be hard to work on. Which, yeah, the cherry picker and the loft didn't touch, but they got close. I was able to lift the engine up and then kind of drag the cherry picker around this way in between that pole and the truck and kind of swing the engine right over the front of the truck and just kind of move it this way and work it around, and then I just sat it down right there and then wheeled it over here and put it on the stand. So the loft wasn't in the way. Any other vehicle, the loft wouldn't be a problem at all, but this particular vehicle, since it's so daggone tall, yeah, I couldn't just pull the engine straight back. I had to kind of do a wiggle it around the truck thing, and it wasn't that big a deal. It took like 2 minutes. Going back in might take 10 minutes, but yeah, it's not at all a problem. So yeah, there's y'all an update video. I'm gonna let that gunk drain out, as much of it as it'll drain out. That way I don't have to deal with it when I take it apart. I gotta clean the shop up real good, organize all the tools, sweep the floors. Unfortunately, I'm not able to use my 2 tables over here, which one's for cylinder heads and cylinder head work, and the other's for just everything else, which I usually line my parts to take off over on this table. And since I got a hole in my roof, I'm not able to utilize these 2 tables, so I'm going to have to figure out somewhere over here or somewhere that's not going to get wet to make a little spot to where I can put everything I take off this engine, you know, lay it all out, not have it just randomly strung all over the place or all over the floor. So yeah, I gotta get organized, gotta dry the floor up, gotta move all my tools around, straighten everything up, sweep the floor, and then we'll start tearing this thing down and see what happened to it and see if we can you know, save that crank or not. If not, I'll use that other crankshaft, and I might just use them other piston and rods. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do until I pull it apart and see what it looks like, but it didn't smoke at all. It just didn't have very good oil pressure, and it had a little knock. But it wasn't like rod knock, like loud rod knock. It was just at certain RPMs, and you couldn't hardly hear it at idle. You could just faintly hear it every now and then, but you know, I don't think it's that bad. I think I can fix it. I'm hoping the crankshaft's okay. If not, you know, shit happens. So anyway, y'all take her easy, and I will see you in the next video. Come to think of it, if that engine is blown up or something's wrong with the block, which I think I'm pretty damn sure it's okay. I got that engine that I could build. The only difference in that is that's a one-piece rear main seal, and I'd have to get a new rear main seal for it, but everything else that I bought for this engine will fit right into that engine, and probably use different heads on it. I won't use the swirl port heads. The swirl port heads can be made good, but you know, no. I got different cylinder heads laying around that I can use that ain't those. So one way or another, I'm building an engine and it's going in that truck. So yeah, so y'all take her easy, and I'll see you in the next video.